What's going on, folks? A friend of mine's actually reached out to me and he asked me, Josh, like, how do you start an LLC? And I was like, maybe I should do a video on this because it's just not about starting an LLC, okay? It's about the stuff that you want to think of before, during when you file, and after, which is the wealth building. And I'm going to talk to you about how easy it is to start an LLC, but I'm going to be talking to you about the stuff that I wish I had known when I started my LLC. All right. So stay tuned, folks. I'm going to be giving you the good. What's up, folks? Welcome back. Listen, help a brother out by subscribing below and make sure you click notifications so you can be notified, because a lot of the videos that I actually, put out there is to really help you all out, really, for real. I got a lot of knowledge and I decided to give back to the community by giving the knowledge back, because I noticed that at first I used to think that I didn't know a lot that everybody else didn't know until I started getting questions, and I was like, wow, that was like the questions that I was asking in the beginning. So I decided to do a lot of basic videos, and I want you all to get some of this knowledge I paid thousands of dollars for. So you can get like thousands of dollars worth of knowledge for like free, right? But anyway, moving right along, I want to talk to you about how easy it is to start an LLC or a limited liability corporation. And also I want to talk about the things that I wish I had have known before I started my LLC that you're going to learn right now that I started. It was like 7 years worth of experience, folks. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Number one, right? I want you to do one more thing before I start with number one. I know you guys are anxious to get into it, but in the comment description, I want to do something for you. I want you to comment, right, the link to your Facebook business page or a link to your website. All right. That way you could get no landing pages, just a link to your website and to your business. And maybe I can actually, reach out to you and we can talk about how to grow your business, right? And you can also get free press from those who see your link in the description. So that's free press right there. Bam. Told you I'm looking out for you. But anyway, step number one, you want to pick a name. Picking a name could be something unique within the particular state that you're registering your LLC, right? Because limited liability corporations, they're managed on a state level, okay? So you want to make sure that you pick a unique name. And in the description, you're going to see a link that is a national free name search. It is a national search, but what you can do is if you pick a name and you see that the name that you're looking for in business is in your state, then you can't pick that one. You got to pick a different one. But if you see a name that's in a different state, yeah, you can pick it. I recommend that you find and pick a unique name that is not active, okay? So, number two, articles of organization. You need to file that. Okay, so for those of you all who don't know, I'm going to give you just in layman's terms what the articles of organization is. It's basically, say for instance, you know how you get a birth certificate, all right? Most of us, I know in America, all of us have a birth certificate. Basically, the articles of organization is a birth certificate for your company. The IRS is going to look at you as a different person from your business. So your articles of organization is like the birth certificate you're filing for, okay, into the IRS, all right? And, but you're filing it on a state level, okay? So the operating agreement, number three, you want to make sure you have. Now, if you are going to be a single member limited liability corporation, meaning that you're the only one that's owning it, 100% ownership, in some states, you don't need one. But I recommend, Josh recommends you to do one. Why? Because in some cases, you want to make sure, and there can be a case where you can run into a lawsuit, okay? Let's just say, for instance, if you are creating an LLC and you want to start buying apartment buildings underneath that LLC corporation name, right? And let's just say somebody slips and falls. Now, if you have an LLC, they can't sue you personally. They can sue your business. Now, let's just say that they sue you for $1 million, God forbid, okay? But I want to talk about this because that's the purpose of why we're forming a limited liability corporation, and it's to protect ourselves. But if you aren't doing it right, then they can actually say, for instance, they sue you for $1 million, and your business, total assets, everything, if it was to all be liquidated, money in the bank, comes up to $100,000. Well, guess what? If you don't operate your business according to a fine tooth comb, and you have an operating agreement that has not been followed out, they can actually what they call pierce through your LLC and come for your personal assets for the remainder of the money, and you're on the hook. And that includes creditors as well. So if you have an operating agreement, it is something that you can provide in court, and it's something that you can follow, right? That could literally say, like, nah, I do business right. I do business right. I don't commingle funds. I don't mix personal and business. Everything is right. Now your business is protected, and the judge can't rule a pierce through thing, and you can actually go and they can come after your personal assets. So an operating agreement is to keep you on your toes, make sure your I's and T's are dotted and crossed. So I recommend that you do it. And what I wanted to do is, in the link in the description, when I filed my my LLC, I actually did it like, myself, right? Kind of like a DIY. I went to Staples, filled out the paperwork, and sent it off to the state. They had all the instructions on there, bada boom, bada bing, right? But what you need to do is you click on the description below, and there's a link to the Staples, and you can get those two forms, the article of organization and the operating agreement for your state. Make sure you pick the ones right for your state. So when you go to the link, you'll see a whole bunch of them. You're going to pick the one that's according to the state that you want to file. All right. So that's some goodies for you. That's really the three things you need. And you need one final thing, and that is an EIN. Remember when I talked about the birth certificate, the articles of organization having to be your birth certificate for your company? Well, the EIN is like the social security number or the employer identification number, which is what it's called. It's the social security number for your business, so to speak. So you need to file that with the IRS. I have a link in the description for that. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not really going to do an on-screen on how to fill it out. You folks can get through that, right? All right, listen, let's talk about the good stuff, the stuff that I wish that I had freaking known before I actually filed and before I actually did this, right? So this is the before. Check domain availability. I didn't check online to see if the domain for my business was available. So like, for instance, my company is Tsunami Promotions, LLC. I didn't check to see if tsunamipromotions.com is available. It's probably not. I really don't care because I accidentally made that my company name. All right. Long story on that. I won't go over that, but make sure that your domain is available. You can just go on like GoDaddy, right? I'll have a link in the description where you can check the name for that and see if it's available. But when you go in and you selecting a business name and you picking it and you searching it, you also want to search and see if the domain is available. You want to do all those at the same time. All right. Now, the next thing that I wish I had known was I could register in any state my business, right? You can literally register your LLC in any state, and you don't even have to live there. All you have to do is have what we call a registered agent, right? And what they call a registered agent. Basically, a registered agent is a person, a real person with an address in the state that you want to file your LLC in. And basically what a registered agent is they get all the tax, they get all the legal documents. If your company were to ever, be sued or anything like that, they get all the legal documents on behalf of your company. Okay. That's it. They don't own it or anything like that. They're just a registered agent for your company. They have to have an address in the state that you want to file in. That's the only catch to it. Now, the other thing is I didn't talk to a tax advisor for the benefits. Like, for instance, I didn't know that I could have a home office in my home and get a tax write-off when I first started. Like, literally, if I'm making this much money and I had to pay all these taxes, I could have saved a lot on taxes just by talking to a tax advisor, right? So that's something that you want to do is you want to talk to a tax advisor, folks. make sure that you are doing everything on the books to make sure that you're doing your taxes right. So in the case of an audit or a pierce-through situation, if you happen, God forbid, get sued, that your tax advisor should have your stuff clean on the books, and you don't have to worry about that. Your job is to run your business. Let your tax advisor do that. And in many cases, talk to them about using the services that you're actually paying for as a tax write-off as well. All right. Now, if you are, I got a little bonus for you. Now, the 4%, if you're a pro member for the 4%, we have a tax advisor that gives free consultation, right? And they talk about business. He talks about business structure and entity. You tell him what you want to do. He tells you the best thing for your state. He does all the legwork for you. And of course, that is for free if you are a pro member. Now, of course, if he's going to file the paperwork and everything for you, that will cost. But the most tax advisors, they charge just to even come in and talk to them. But if you're a pro member with the 4%, you don't have to do that. Now, there is, if you want to learn more about that, and anybody knows about the 4%, it's not like a business opportunity. Basically, it's a hub full of information and products that teaches you how to be in affiliate marketing, and they have an ecosystem set up to whereas you can actually, it'll sell affiliate marketing products on your behalf. Not only that, it is some of the best education and resources for solopreneurs. So if you want to know more about that, go ahead and click the link in the description. It'll go to my Facebook page. Shoot me an inbox. I'll get you more information on how to become a pro level member. All right. So the last and final thing is you want to have a set structure for wealth building. Now, we talked about that before when we want to choose a correct domain name. Then we talked about filing it. That's the during, right? Now we want to talk about beyond. This is the thing that I wish I had when I actually started my LLC. Listen, folks, you need to be setting yourself up for wealth. That's exactly why we're starting an LLC. Now, when you set yourself up for wealth building, when you get the money in, how do you actually, where does your money go, right? How do you set your money up? Like what percentage goes towards operating? What percentage goes towards wealth building? How do you build more wealth? What percentage goes towards this? How to separate it. What percentage goes towards taxes? We talk about that in this wealth building program. And what that does for you is it enables to give you a structure to ride past, and it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable when you're receiving revenue that you're doing it right and building and growing your business right. That's what the 4% is about, helping you grow your business. And that's why I love it, right? So I got a link. It's a free video process, right? That you not process, but it's a free video. I won't even want to say training. It's more like a presentation that they give you on how to build wealth, right? And this is done by someone who I truly trust that actually helped get my business off the ground by some of his teachings. So you can click the link in the description to access the wealth building blueprint, right? It's like a blueprint. You can check it out. You can follow it if you want to. Not gonna push you or anything like that, right? So folks, that's it. That's all I got for you. If you got any questions, go ahead and leave them in a comment. Also, if there's anything that you want me to cover, anything you want me to talk about, go ahead and put that in a link in the description. And if I actually choose that to be my next video, which more than likely I probably will because I ain't stuck up, I might give you a shout out and tell people to come visit your website or your business, right? Who knows? Listen, this is a network. I'm all about, entrepreneurs creating their own economy. And that's all I got for you on starting an LLC, folks. I'll see you on the other side or see you in person. Peace.